Let's go right now to Governor Mike Huckabee. Governor, so good to have you on.
Mika. An issue with people. Let me just say, when you talk about the conservatives in the race, I'd like to put my credentials on the line with anybody, and let's talk conservatism.
Well, I didn't say you weren't conservative. I did say John McCain, though, was a moderate, and Pat Buchanan brought up a very good point. The reason why the moderate is winning the race right now is because you've got three conservatives who were splitting the conservative vote, so the moderate is winning. I mean, that seems like a pretty basic political analysis, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but, this idea that the conservatives are rallying around Mitt Romney, I mean, here's a man who didn't hit political puberty in the conservative ranks until 60 years old.
My God, that is, you know what, you always find a way, Governor, you find a way to really crystallize things.
Well, I mean, look at it. Here's a guy who just 10 years ago was saying, look, I'm an independent. I'm not for that Reagan-Bush legacy. And now he wraps himself in it. Here's a guy who, despite what he says, his record in Massachusetts was significant increases in fees. And the numbers, I'll go to the independent objective reports of those, and they were more like $700 million. He has a recent convert to pro-life. He still doesn't have a solid record on the Second Amendment. He still believes in Brady and banning assault weapons, as they are so-called called, which is not a conservative position. He's a recent convert to this traditional marriage view. He at one time said he would do more for the gay agenda than Ted Kennedy. So I just don't understand this whole thing about so many people, whether it's Rush Limbaugh or anyone else, saying he's the conservative in the race. He may be saying conservative things now, but he certainly wasn't saying them until he ran for president, and his record is not one of being as consistent. When you have an abortion bill in your state as part of your health package, that for $50 you guarantee a government-funded abortion within your health plan, to any person who's truly pro-life, that is not conservative.
I'm just curious, though, why have you focused more on Mitt Romney's record in the past than John McCain's present record?
Because of credibility. I ultimately look at a person and ask not what they're saying, but is what they're saying credible? And if a person like John McCain says some things, at least I disagree with him on immigration. I think the McCain-Feingold bill was a disaster. I think it's worsened politics, not helped it. And there are other issues with which I disagree with John McCain. But I think that at least he's honest and upfront about his positions. I had the same reason for respecting Rudy Giuliani. I strongly disagreed with Rudy on the pro-life issue, but at least he was pretty straight up about where he was. He even had the guts to go to the NRA and tell them, look, I don't agree with you guys on some stuff. But he didn't go and change his position and join them and become a lifer and tell them he was a long-time, lifelong hunter just to persuade them that he was one of them. And when I hear Mitt Romney tell me that, he once marched with Martin Luther King, and then he said he saw his dad do it, and turned out neither are true, and he'll say anything. And frankly, it's about the credibility of the candidacy and whether or not there's authenticity. And for me, give me a guy that I disagree with, but at least I know he's speaking from his convictions. And it's not just a convenient political view that he's taking, because today I'm talking to a women's group, so I'm pro-woman, but tomorrow I'm talking to a men's group, so I'm not. That's what disturbs me, and I think it's the kind of politics that just really turns people off.